After playing Red Colony 2 for the Nintendo Switch and enjoying my time with it, I was curious on how good was the first game. Recently, Runic Codes provided me with a code for the first game, but to my surprise, it's the new version of the first game. It's the uncensored version, and I really don't know what to expect from this one. Hi everyone, my name is Jeremy, and this is my review for Red Colony 1 Uncensored, available for PC on Steam. Red Colony Uncensored is a 2D side-scrolling ecchi horror game created by Runic Codes. This game is the first part of a franchise that has gotten 2 entries, both of which are available for the Nintendo Switch. However, the uncensored version of the first game is only available on Steam. So Red Colony 1 follows the story of Maria, who is searching for her daughter in the middle of a zombie outbreak that has taken place in the Red Colony. Maria must explore the zombie-filled colony to find her husband who cheated on her and her daughter and uncover the truth regarding the zombie outbreak. I'll be honest, the overarching story regarding the zombie outbreak is wacky but interesting. However, Maria's family drama felt really uninteresting for me, but it's there, and it's basically the character's motivation throughout the entire game. Regarding the music and sound design of this game, I would have to say that it's really rudimentary. It is mostly ambient music and sounds, and there's a lack of music in certain key moments in the game, and there aren't too many soundtracks throughout. So you will be stuck listening to more or less the same music throughout the game. In what regards to the graphics of the game features hand-drawn sprites, and I must say that they look pretty good, my favorite one being the main character, Maria. This is the main aspect where the uncensored version comes into play, from what I could see. In the uncensored version, all of the female characters, except the protagonist, have their breasts exposed, which to me was distracting and bothersome, but I will address this later on. The environments have a good level of detail that make it entertaining to look at as you play along, but they are not very diverse, so the game feels kind of the same throughout. Regarding the enemies, they have this little detail where their pieces break off as you attack them, which I found to be a really nice detail. In what regards to the gameplay, Red Colony Uncensored is a 2D side-scroller survival horror game. It has puzzles and some very basic resource management. You explore different areas throughout the game in a linear fashion, which means that you arrive at a new area where you can explore different rooms, find resources, solve some puzzles, and find some documents that give you a little bit of information regarding the people that lived in that area. And once you find the key card, you can move to the next area and repeat the loop. The NPCs in this game are mostly forgettable and the dialogue is not very engaging. The game features one melee weapon, a knife, and 3 types of guns: a handgun, a rifle, and a shotgun. And the game features only one type of enemy: zombies. Regarding the weapons, one thing that I noticed is that the knife doesn't break, which means that you can obviously constantly keep using it, and if you know how to time it, it's a game changer. Because if you practice on how to use it, you can kill all of the enemies in the game without needing to use the guns. So if I had to say what were the pros of this game, I would say that first of all, the art style is pretty good. The art style is something that I enjoyed from the second game and something that I enjoyed from this game. And my favorite character model was Maria. I think she looked beautiful, and I think that some of the characters in this game look pretty good. And obviously the environments look really good too. The second thing that I feel is a strong point of this game is the overarching story regarding the virus. Because it's pretty wacky, but it's actually really entertaining and kind of engaging. And it really makes you wonder where they're going with the third entry of this game, because after playing the second one and the first one, it's pretty clear that there should be a third one coming at some point. Regarding the cons of this game, Okay, this is where I have a few things to say. First of all, in my playthrough of this game, I found two glitches or errors, I'm not sure what to call them. One occurred when I was transitioning from one area to the other. There are times when the transition animation plays out, but the character doesn't transition to the next area, and you need to interact again with the door or ladder and see the animation again to get to the next area. The other one was regarding the enemies. Sometimes I would attack the enemy with the knife and kill them, and they would fall, letting you know that they died, but for some reason my character would still go into the animation as if she was receiving damage and actually took damage. In regards to enemy variety, the game is really lacking in this regard. The game only features zombies, and nothing ever happens to make things more interesting gameplay wise. And this is a shame because when you find out about the story regarding the zombie virus, you can identify certain enemies that could have been included in the game, and it would have allowed the game to have more diverse enemies. And yes, I'm looking at you, chickens and rats. Obviously I can't go into detail because that would be spoilers, but if you play the game, you'll know what I'm talking about. Regarding the overarching story of the virus outbreak, I found the story to be interesting and wacky, but it is given to the player as an exposition dump at the ending of the game, and it is a lot of information. I feel like the story exposition should have been distributed throughout the game to build up the mystery and not get such a large dump of information at the end. Finally, regarding the uncensored aspect of the game, I must emphasize that I don't mind this game having an uncensored version, because there are certain stories that are better enjoyed uncensored, because that way you can see the violence, the gore, and even sexual aspects of a story without problem. However, this only works for me if it makes sense from a narrative standpoint. For example, if you play The Witcher 3, that game has explicit sex scenes that even have some level of gameplay. And it makes sense for the narrative in the world of The Witcher, because if you have read the books, you know that sex and witchers are like peanut butter and jelly. They just go together. And that plays an important role in understanding Geralt's character as a witcher. In the case of Red Colony Uncensored, it is not like that. The uncensored aspect focuses mostly on showing the female character's breasts exposed, and it just feels like something added on for no reason at all, beyond the fact that this is supposed to be an ecchi game. To me, it doesn't feel like it belongs there. In my case, it really took away from my experience with this game. So I'm gonna give two separate verdicts, one for Red Colony and one for the uncensored version of the game. In what regards to Red Colony, I think it's a very rudimentary 2D horror game that just needed a little bit more of detail to make it a little bit more enjoyable and memorable. I recommend Red Colony, keeping in mind that it is a really basic horror game and that the sequel improves enough to make it a superior experience than this one. In regard to the Red Colony Uncensored version, I personally don't recommend it because honestly, I don't feel like it adds much to the overall experience. So that's gonna be it for this non-spoiler review of Red Colony Uncensored. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Hi everyone, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with our content.